वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य आणीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रभासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ ॐ May my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both, speech and mind, be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning, I am going to speak on a very practical and very important subject in our spirituality, especially the day-to-day spirituality. In spirituality, there are two parts. In Vedanta also, there are two parts. One is Vedanta as a philosophy. Philosophy means it is study. It is a science. We can study it. It is mainly the intellectual jugglery, theory, all these things. But another aspect of Vedanta is spirituality that can be practiced, and by practicing Vedanta we can elevate ourselves. What does it mean by elevate ourselves? Elevation means our outlook, our thought pattern, our mentality, everything will be changed. In other words, we will become transformed. So this is spirituality. And what we want actually. Have we ever thought that what we actually want in life? Every day we are doing our work mechanically. But what do we want actually in life? If you think very carefully, you find that everything, by spirituality, by our day-to-day life, by working in the workplace, everywhere, actually we want peace and joy. Peace and joy, it is not the same thing. These are two different things. I am not going into this subject. Specifically, peace we get by get rid of something. But joy we have to attain. We have to get that joy. So this is the difference. Peace By eliminating something, you can get the peace. But for joy, we have to attain something, we have to get something. This is the basic difference between joy and peace. So, to get joy and peace, we are doing everything. And spirituality is only for that, to get joy and peace. Now, who is getting joy and peace? We ourselves, the individual. So, main basic things of spirituality is subjective. It is not objective. This is the basic difference between the academic study and spiritual study. Spiritual study is completely subjective. It is circling round, keeping at the center I. I am doing this, I am watching this, I am doing this. Everything is I. But all other studies is objective. We are sociological study, philosophy, science, all other studies are objective. We are analyzing the external thing. Which is external is objective. I am the subject. So, this is the difference between two types of studies. So, if we do not understand ourselves, as for example, you see, if we have any problem in our health, what we do? We go to the doctor, and doctor analyzes our anatomical problem. They x-ray, they do the blood examination, etc., etc. So what they do, actually they analyze our anatomical problem and they know it, so they do the correction. Similarly, as it is spirituality is subjective, we have to know everything which is within us. The whole, I don't want to use the word anatomy, the whole personality structure we have to understand, including psychological structure. We have to understand. And then only we see something. What we see something, it doesn't depend on the external thing. If you think carefully, certain things happened here, and I am seeing that particular thing, and you are also seeing that particular thing. So my concept on that particular event is something, and your concept about that particular thing is different. So it proves that external event, it doesn't depend what we are conceptualizing. So conceptualizing, opinion building, everything is subjective. So everything is subjective. I am seeing these things, I am conceptualizing these things. So spirituality basically is subjective thing. So as it is subjective, we have to understand, just like a doctor, we have to understand what is the personality structure, it is in Bhagavad Gita, they used a beautiful term for this, Chit Jada Granthi in Sanskrit. Chit Jada Granthi. What does it mean by Chit Jada Granthi? Psycho-socio structure. So Chit Jada Granthi means, Chit means consciousness and Jada means matter, unconscious thing, the matter, subject. So Granthi means knot. So our personality structure, our socio-physical, psycho-socio-physical structure is a kind of chit jada granthi. The body is not conscious. Body is a matter. Blood, bones, the flesh, everything is a kind of matter. Only the life, that is the consciousness. So, individual is a kind of chit jada granthi. So, matter and spirit. Swami Vivekananda, in many places in his complete works, he said that the whole universe is the combination, is the play of the spirit and matter. So spirit is trying to coming out, but matter is trying to push it down. This conflict is called life. Swami Vivekananda gave the definition of life, that spirit is coming out, trying to coming out, and matter is trying to press it down. Everything, everywhere, you see. What we want to do, we want to do many things, but the matter, the universe, the things, that is pressing us down not to do these things. And this is life. If we do not fight against that, we are called dead person. So this is the whole life, analogy of whole life. So we have to understand our personality structure. So what is the personality structure? Our ancient rishis, they understood and developed this whole personality structure. One of these personality structures, one of the components of this personality structure is prana. Prana means, it's a Sanskrit word. Prana means the psychological energy, the whole energy system within us. We are eating food, and this food transforms into energy. So we have that energy. So what is the function of that energy, prana? And what is the structure, how it can be managed? What is the demerits of this prana? What is the advantage of this prana? That we have to understand. Because spirituality is subjective, and we have to understand. Doctor, they know the anatomy of the body, so they can repair it. As a spiritual person, we have to understand our spiritual structure within. Then only we can become a spiritual person. And it is said, maybe they are biased, I am not sure, but as an aspirant, spiritual aspirant, I definitely support that these people, the spiritual people, they say that spiritual thing is more powerful than any other things. If you have any problem, so what we do, we try to solve this problem by taking external help. But the spiritual people say that you can solve your problem spiritually. That is more powerful, that is more effective, and that is more definite. So, everything, our life, we can change, we can design our life in this way, that everything, our outlook, our every activity should be spiritual. Spirituality is not that I am going to a church or I am going to a temple, sitting and praying for hours, and that is the whole story of spirituality. It is not. Spirituality means every moment your life must be designed in spirituality, and there is no conflict between spirituality and day-to-day ordinary life. There is no conflict. Rather, you can get strength, you can get more dynamism, you can get more peace and joy, what we actually want in life. The ultimate want is peace and joy. That is the main thing, not the temporary peace and joy. What we get actually, we get temporary peace and joy. I gave a chocolate to a small, child, and she will be happy. But when the chocolate is finished, she will become unhappy. So our life also, it is not momentary pleasure, eternal pleasure. We are trying to get the happiness, joy momentarily, and we think, okay, this is fine. It is a just kind of baby's chocolate. So when chocolate is finished, we are sorry. So sadness and happiness is going in our life in a cyclic motion. After every happiness will come the sadness. And Swami Vivekananda in one place he said, the more sensitive a person is, the more quickly these changes take place. However, let us see what is the function of prana, our energy. What is the merits of prana? What is the demerits of prana? Vedanta and Indian philosophy, almost all the Indian philosophical schools, they accept that we get knowledge from two sources. Number one, the objective sources, from the external sources. The second, we get knowledge from the internal sources. We read a book, we have gone through a book. And then I am thinking, and after thinking, I get some kind of knowledge, some kind of wisdom, some kind of thought, a new thought which is not written in the book. So I get something. So there are two sources. One is external sources and one is internal sources. And internal sources is very powerful. Why? It is because, take the example, you want to meditate. Meditation is very good because of stress release, because of equanimity of mind, balanced mind, for so many things, for your health. Meditation is good. And now you are performing yoga every day in the yoga school, and so you close your door, you have created some atmosphere, and you want to start meditation. Okay, you sat for meditation. Suddenly, something which happened maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago in your life, some kind of, unwanted thing happened in your life, and that came to in your mind. You remembered that thing. Suddenly, there is no clue. Suddenly you remembered that thing. It happens. Suddenly you thought something which had happened in your childhood. That came to your mind. Why? From what clue? We don't know. Just out of the blue, it comes in our mind. How can you control that? You control everything. You switched off your mobile phone. You disconnected everything and said, I am now going to meditate, so don't disturb me. and you closed all the door, windows, and you are ready to meditate. But suddenly from your mind, from your within, how can you control this? This kind of thing is called samaskaras. So our mind, this samaskaras is just like the information in a sophisticated gadget. In a very sophisticated gadget, Apple 13. You cannot find that there is a delete. If you delete it, they will give you the delete list. You can browse anytime from the delete also. You cannot delete everything from this universe. There are so many technical things, probably I don't know that. There is so many technical things. You have to go there in the deeper inside and you have to clean that thing. Otherwise you cannot clean. It will be there and anytime you can browse that. This is a very sophisticated gadget, is just like that. So our mind is exactly a kind of sophisticated gadget. What is happening in our mind, what is we are thinking, we are talking, we are doing, we are seeing, we are reading, we are listening, everything. Huge cloud space in our mind. Don't worry about cloud space. Everything is there. So it is permanently leaves its mark there. Anytime you can browse that. Anytime you can browse that. So this is our system. So it is browsing, the samaskaras are all there. It is not only Indian philosophy says, Vedanta says, and almost all the Indian philosophies say that it is not for this life. What happened in your childhood? In your past life also. So this is the samaskaras which actually accumulated in our hard drive from past life. This is called samaskaras. When, what it will come, we don't know. We don't have any control over that. Now, this is the point here. So prana, our psychic energy. This psychic energy has a close relation with these samaskaras. This is the important concept what I am going to say this morning. This is a kind of memory, what we come in our samaskaras is a kind of memory. So memory is also a kind of work. So it needs energy to activate these samaskaras. Here is the connection. Power or psychic power, energy. So prana is the energy, psychic power. So to activate our samaskaras, some energy is required. And who gives this energy? Prana. From prana, our psychic energy, it comes. Where is the storehouse of this psychic energy? From where we get the physical energy? All the physical energy. From where we get? A very simple theory of physical energy is the law of conservation of energy. We all know that. You cannot create, you cannot create or you cannot destroy any energy. The whole energy system is permanent. You can only transform the energy. You cannot create or destroy any energy. You cannot create or destroy any masses. Laws of conservation of masses, laws of conservation of energy. It is a very, school level theory. So, The whole energy, physical energy, we are getting from outside. You are running a pump. Pump is the energy, horsepower. You are driving a car. It's a energy. From where this energy is coming? The energy is coming from the gas. So gas energy is converting into a dynamic energy. That is going on. Exactly. So we are getting energy, physical energy, from the outside universe. Exactly in the same way, we are getting psychic energy from the cosmos, which is called Mahat. The same principle. The one of the very important principles of Vedanta is this: individual and the cosmos. In technical term, I would say the microcosm, individual, microcosm, and the macrocosm, the cosmos, are designed, are functioning at the same plane. The function of an individual and the function of the cosmos is exactly same. And there is a connection. It is a different study though, but individual is connected with the cosmos. As for example, I would mention only, this is a different study. This is not my subject actually this morning. Take the example, what is the structure of the body? The material. The material is 5 elements. And exactly that 5 elements construct the whole universe. So in this and function, exactly we have what? We have mind, we have body, we have everything. So exactly in the same way, the cosmos, it has a collective mind. What is the collective mind? The collective mind is that this is the connection. Vedanta says the oneness of existence. We are all one. Where is the connecting point? How it is one? A garland. You saw the garland. So garland means different kinds of flowers. One is red, one is yellow, one is white, different fragrance, one is thorny, one is not. But which is common in the garland? The thread. The thread is going through all the flowers, holding that. That is the thread, is the common connection among the all flowers. So exactly same way, what is the common factor? You can consider each individual as a flower. So what is the common thread is going? Vedanta says that consciousness is the common thread. I have the consciousness, you have the consciousness, everybody has the consciousness. So consciousness is the common thread. In that particular aspect, we are all one, we are connected. So where is that? So collective mind is there. Collective consciousness is there. So Vedanta says the individual, microcosm, micro level, we call this consciousness is called Atman. In the macro level, this consciousness is called Brahman. Brahman is nothing but the collective consciousness. So collective mind is also there. Collective prana is also there. And from collective prana, which is called Mahat, in Sanskrit it is called Mahat, the cosmic mind. From there we derive the prana or psychic energy in our personality. And this psychic energy is giving energy to our body, to our mind, and everywhere. So this is the source of our energy. You are a very muscle man, You go to the gym and you have a strong muscle. But if you shattered mentally, can you do your work? How much strong person physically you are. So mind is closely related with our body. If our mind is not very good, it's strong, we cannot work. If your mind is dull, sluggy, your face can reflect that. You cannot work. It is impossible. So, this connection, who is connecting this mind and body? This prana. Prana is connecting the body and mind. So the strength of mind, the dynamism of mind, everything, energy of mind is psychic power, everything. Our braveness, our freedom, our boldness, our personality, everything, the psychological structure, our physical strength, dynamism, everything is coming from this prana. And this prana is working through our body. What is the mechanism? The mechanism is very simple. The anatomical structure in our body, how this prana functions in our body. We know very well that there are 3 central nerves in our body, starting from brain, and it goes to the bottom of the spinal cord. 3 central nerves. In Vedanta, in Sanskrit, it is called Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. So, the nerve, that is why it is said, if somebody has paralysis, if somebody has the paralysis on the right side, doctor diagnoses that his left brain has some problem. So it is just opposite, because these nerves crossed at the eighth bone of our spinal cord. If you put your hand just below your neck, you can find a elevated bone. And that elevated bone, exactly from there, it crossed. It looks like English number 8. So this is Ida and Pingala. And at the center, there is a nerve which is called Sushumna, the spinal cord. In between, through the spinal cord. Now, what happens? Prana works through these 3 channels. And it is connected with our breathing. We can, by controlling breathing, we can control the flow of our prana. It is quite natural. If you run, your breathing will be faster. Why? Because you are taking more oxygen and your heart is pumping, and they are taking oxygen through blood to the cells to give more energy. So breathing is connected with energy. And this is prana. This is connected with prana. Externally, prana is connected with this. Now, and prana is connected link with mind and body. Here is the chain. Breathing, prana, and prana is the connecting link between mind and body. So that is the case in pranayama we see. They control the body to control the mind. You can do other way also. By controlling the mind, you can control your body. So what is the function? Generally, in ordinary person, the prana is flowing through Ida and Pingala, these two side channels, and very irregularly, not in a harmonious way. Very irregularly they flow. And the cause of our depression, the cause of our anger, the cause of our restlessness, everything is because of that. When the flow through these two channels is harmonious, rhythmic, systematic, then our mind becomes calm and quiet. That's what actually the effect of pranayama. So what they do a systematic rhythm by breathing, counting breathing, and by that they are trying to systematize the flow of prana through these channels. And there are 5 pranas also. There are 5 types of activities this prana is doing, and different prana has different 5 names. These are called prana, apana, jnana, udana, samana. These 5 functions they are doing. I am not going to that function. Some prana is activating the lower. The whole system, personality structure is arranged in a vertical way. That is why perhaps most of you have seen the picture of chakra, that is vertical way. In all the systems, in Vedanta, in Tantra, in other there is a chakra. Some is called chakra, some is called kosha, the seeds, and some are called some are called plain, some are called that granthi, knots. So different name and different number. Some are called there are 6, some are called there are 3, some are called there are 7. So in this way, and everything is arranged in this way. And what happens actually, each knots has their own activity. And what happens actually, this prana is connected with certain station arrayed vertically. The basic station has their own activity. Basic station, what they do? They have only activity of eating, merrymaking, drinking, fun, all these things. You can, if you see the people, those who are only want to get fun, but that's all. They don't have any other things, they want these things only. Know it for sure, their whole energy is connected with that basic station, and it is going through that. Prana is completely diverted there and it is working at that level. Take the example, there are different levels. I can tell this very, but it will take a long time. That is why. As for example, if I say there are 6 chakras, the name of the chakras is Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata. But these are not important. Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajnana, these are not important. But only try to get the idea. Name is not important. Try to get the idea. So the main point is that each level has its own activity when is connected with prana. Now, the elevated level, if we go, this is the meaning of elevation of our consciousness. If you go higher and higher level of this junction or knots or chakras, whatever you can say. So if you go higher and higher level, your activity and your focus of life changes. Take the example. I have already mentioned, few people, they want only fun, they want only eating, merrymaking, etc., etc. Few people are there, they love working. They don't care about their dresses. They don't work. They don't care about what they are eating, what the fun making they have. So they don't care for anything else. They like working. That's all. Take another level higher. The artist. They like painting. If you don't painting or singing, okay, or anything creative art. So if you stop them doing this, they will become very sad. But if you don't give them good food, if you don't give them good clothing, they will not care. Then the higher level is the scientist. They don't care about what is going on in this world. But if you don't allow him or her to enter in the laboratory, they will die. So each level has its own function, its own activity. But the prana is the energy. If prana is not connected, then you cannot get this kind of thing, this energy to do all these things. And another function of prana is that it will rise, the movement of prana, it rises your samaskaras. Samaskaras is the storehouse of your past impressions. So movement of prana gives rise the memory, your memory, samaskaras. And what happens? This is a huge energy drainage. So what happens? That memory, actually most of the time, if you think, most of the time a normal human being, he or she, either in the past or in the future, very rarely a person stays at the present. That is the mindfulness game, The meditation is nothing but to keep our mind at the present. We are performing meditation. We have closed our eyes and we are meditating. Actually, what we are doing? Either we are thinking the past or we are thinking the future. Mostly past. So that is what we are doing. Very difficult to keep our mind at the present. So this is the meditation. And past means our memory. Past means our samaskaras. So when the movement of prana gives rise our samaskaras. So if it is harmonious, then our samaskaras are very calm and quiet. So, and what happened? Generally, the central nerve, the sushumna, that is blocked. The two irregular activities we find in Ida and Pingala. So the function of pranayama is this. They try to control their Sushumna and Ida in a beautiful way, and ultimately they will open the central channel and they run the whole energy system through the central system of which is called Sushumna, the central nerve which is called Sushumna. So that is the ideal state. The yogis, what they do? They run their energy system through Sushumna. That is the ultimate goal of pranayama. So, we can control, and one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Brahmanandaji, he said that you can, without pranayama, you can control your whole pranic system or psychological system also, without anything. So japam, by doing your meditation and japam, see, japam is nothing but to control your breathing system in a regulated and systematic way. So for pranayama, you need some expert teacher. Otherwise, it will be harmful. But if you pray, and if you do japam, then that will control and regularize your breathing system in a proper way. Because you see, when we repeat a same word, what happens? We breathe, at some point we release it. Every day in a regulated way, if you chant something, that will harmonize or regulate your breathing, and as a result, the prana, the psychic energy, will flow in a systematic way through this channel. Even if you do not want to be a yogi, you need not have to run this psychic energy through your central nervous system, which is called Sushumna, center one. If through the side channels, if it runs in a systematic, proper, harmonious way, our mind will become calm and quiet. Another factor is with this, which is called biorhythm. Biorhythm is the nature. We have the effect of nature on this. What is the effect of nature? Few people, they can get up early in the morning and their energy level is very high in the early morning. Some, they sleep in the early morning, but their energy level comes up during night. More and more they become energetic, the night progress. So, see, this is called biorhythm. So, from the outside nature, it has some impact on this pranic level. As for example, when day breaks out and night comes in, this junction, or the vice versa, this junction point automatically, as a result of biorhythm, our mind becomes calm and quiet. So the scripture says that you should meditate at that time, in the evening and in the early morning. So when day breaks, this junction, day breaks and night comes, and when night breaks, day comes. This junction point, automatically as a result of biorhythm, our pranic function, movement, becomes very systematic and harmonious. So that point is very good for meditation. Automatically our mind will become calm and quiet. So these are few things. How we can do it? So more flow of the prana, more restless. Less flow of prana, we become sluggish. So harmonious flow of, how we can do that? So if we become very angry, so psychological thing is anger, attachment, hatred, and fear. These are the 4-5 things is very important in our psychological factor. So attachment, hatred, Patanjali says 3, kama, krodha, bhaya. Kama means attachment or detachment. Krodha means anger, hatred, jealousy. And bhaya means fear. So these are the main 3 aspects. And these are related with prana. So if we become very angry, what should we do? You can find the remedy of that. If we will become very angry, how can you control that? So you will know it for sure that our prana, flow of prana is irregular. So what you will do then? Try to make it regular. How can you do that? Close the door, sit, try to become calm. Try to concentrate your breathing. And when you become angry, you can obviously mark, or you noticed it probably, that your breathing becomes irregular when you will become angry. So it is connected with blood pressure also. So the pranic level is connected with your blood pressure. If you become angry, your blood pressure goes high. And you are angry because of the flow of your, irregular flow of your prana. So when you will become angry, when you will become scary, what you will do? Just sit and try to become calm, to make your breathing normal. That's all. How you can do that? I have already mentioned, by japam. If you are angry, start japam. If you are angry, pray. Prayer and japam. Swami Brahmananda ji says. So this is the facing the day-to-day problem spiritually. How can you solve your day-to-day problem in a spiritual way? It is more powerful. You need not go to anywhere else. You need not go to take any, help of the doctor or psychiatric or anybody else. Try to become alert of your psychophysical body spiritually and work on it. That's all. Try to understand it. So spirituality, Swami Vivekananda knew that the liberation of a person is way far, It is not so easy for liberation. But as you proceed, he knew that if you follow the spiritual path, then you can manage your day-to-day problem more smartly and effectively. And it needs only little bit practice and understanding. So you can understand well. That's the point. So Holy Mother was asked that what is the sign of a very high spiritual personality? Holy Mother said that don't think they will grow two horns. What they do, their discrimination power, their understanding become clear and clear. So that is the effect of spiritual. They can understand the whole thing. And as you can react in a proper way, in a smarter way. So this is the function of prana and the body as well as the spirituality. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkham apnuat, sarvastarotu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarva sadbuddhim apnotu, sarva sarvatra nandatu, durjana sajjano bhuyat, sajjana shantim apnuat, shantamucchete bandhebhyo, muktaschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Deity, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om Peace.